Hello and welcome back to the kitchen again. I'm going to share with y'all a really good side dish today. It's not diet friendly, but it sure is good. All my life Mama would make corn out of whole kernel and cream style cans that she bought at the store, and she just called it thickened corn. Today what I'm doing, and I'll show you the pot in just a minute. I've got 2 cans of whole kernel corn drained and 2 cans of cream style. And I put a half a stick of butter into the pot and melted it first. Then I added my corn and I added 4 ounces, which is a half of a big thing of cream cheese, or you could just use a 3-ounce package. Put your cream cheese in there and heat all of that until it melts. And that's what I'm doing in the pot right now. I'm getting that all melted down. I added 2 tablespoons of onion powder. Now if you want to do half of this, that's a tablespoon per 2 cans. And I did about a half of a teaspoon of garlic powder, so that's a 1/4 to 2 cans. Don't want it too strong. I put a little less than a half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to add a cup of milk or heavy cream, whichever you would prefer to use. Let me see if I can get this down to the pot here. This is where I'm cooking. And I'm going to add my cream, and I'm going to let all of this heat real good. Really well. And then, and obviously I'm using some cream because it's thicker, but that's what I had. I was not sure of my milk. So I'm going to stir this around until it all mixes really good. It has to mix real well so so when you thicken it, everything will be even. Now if it's not salty enough for you, just add a little bit of extra salt, of course. And if you want it a little bit sweeter, add you a teaspoon of sugar. But this corn was really sweet right out of the can, so it's plenty sweet. So once this gets hot, I've taken 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I put it in a half a cup of milk. And when this gets hot, I'm going to add this cornstarch slush to it, and slurry, whatever you want to call it, and it'll thicken that. And it's almost like corn that you have gotten fresh field corn and scraped it off the cob. When you can't get that, this is the next best thing. So give this a try. I'm going to go ahead and let it come up to a boil, and then I'm going to add this, and I'll bring y'all back and show you what it looks like and do a taste test. Okay, you can see that it's a bubbling and a bubbling, so I'm going to add my thickener to it, and it may not take it all. That's why you get it to boiling, because that way it'll thicken quicker with the cornstarch. The reason for cornstarch instead of flour, cornstarch thickens. And if I didn't have milk in here, and if this were a clear sauce, it would stay clear. Flour is always going to make it cloudy. So I've only used about half of this. So I would say, that you wouldn't need but a tablespoon of cornstarch and just enough liquid to make a slurry out of it, a 1/4 to a half a cup. And then add it, and see it's getting thick. And it's just wonderful creamed corn, and that milk with the cream cheese and butter in it added to it. Y'all, it's delicious. So this is a good side dish to go with whatever you need a side dish. You want to do some corn with a little different twist. This is some good Southern soul food, kind of, sort of. So I'm going to turn it down on low. I just want to let it simmer a little bit to make sure that the cornstarch cooks and doesn't taste raw. So now y'all know another one of our good family recipes that we have enjoyed for many years that my mom made, and I've made forever. My kids will say, "Mama, make that thickened corn," and the grandkids like it. So start a tradition at your house. Find some recipes that your family loves for holidays, or just make one Sunday a month a special day around the table with a good meal, and you'll make some memories. And when all else is gone, you can enjoy your memories. So y'all have a blessed day, and I'll be back tomorrow with another good recipe. I forgot something real important. See, here's what it looks like, and see how thick it gets? Oh, it's delicious. Let me taste it and I'll prove it. That's wonderful. I'll show you what else I've made, if I can get it over here, and just give you a quick rundown on it, because this is just a no-brainer. I've made English peas, and I put carrots in with them, and that's just canned Lazur's English peas, and two cans of peas and 1 can of sliced carrots, and a half a stick of butter, probably a couple of tablespoons of onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and less than a half a teaspoon of salt. Here's the deal. Instead of butter in those, I actually used bacon that I cooked crisp, 4 slices of bacon, and I use that grease for flavoring. Normally I do use butter, but those do have the bacon grease in them and little pieces of bacon, and it's good. It's very good. So see, that's going to go with our dumplings and our corn and that, and I have some canned okra and tomatoes. I got goodies in my cabinet. I'm going to open those okra and tomatoes up and fix them, and that's going to be our meal today. We're not having homemade bread today, but man, I wished I'd have thought about it. I'd have done that. But anyhow, y'all enjoy the corn and the extra little tip on the peas and carrots, and I'll see you later.